Hi guys, this is Vo. So yeah, this is a massive Kung Fu Shang-Chi action figure. This is obviously not the newest video that you'll see because I'm sure this figure's been out for a while, but I just recently found it, so quite happy to get it and support Hasbro and their Legends, Marvel Legends line. And I love the Marvel Legend lines. Actually, it's they make really great figures, and they made great custom build-a-figure, and I've spent quite a bit of money over the years building custom certain figures. I'm not gonna try to build this one simply because I didn't like any of the figures in this line. It's like you got two different Spider-Man, or three different Spider-Man, Vulture, and then what is this, like Marvel's White Rabbit? I don't even know what that is, but for somebody who loves this obscure character, they'll go crazy. And but Shang-Chi, that's the one I really want. And yeah, I'm just not gonna warrant spending all, 20. These figures are $25 each, so I'm not gonna do that for across the line. You're looking at over $100 just to build this little figure. But yeah, so but anyway, yeah, so this isn't going to be the latest or the most comprehensive Master of Kung Fu Shang-Chi action figure breakdown or anything like that. This is actually a little more because, as you know, I love Bruce Lee. I think if you know anything about Shang-Chi, his likeness, he was created in the 73 or some, yeah, late 73, and the artist that kind of like define him as Paul Galassi, and who basically based his Shang-Chi on Bruce Lee. So he's based it on at the time in the 70s, Bruce Lee was huge. You have to understand that America had kind of like a long history of yellowface, so a lot of like actors or a lot of characters who are actually supposed to be Chinese or Japanese are replaced with white actors. And Fu Manchu is actually one of the most famous one, where it's actually played by a white man. And in fact, actually, Shang-Chi's character is the son of Fu Manchu. What else? So yeah, Bruce Lee, he was huge. His first okay, so a little backstory, because I know this is going to be a little long-winded, because you have to understand that Bruce Lee tried to break into Hollywood. He tried doing it through the Green Hornet. He was the sidekick, and that was in late 60s. And he tried to he pitched this idea about Kung Fu master that wandered from town to town. And that was eventually made into the series Kung Fu: The Journey Continues, or whatever. But and that the company that filmed that did not hire Bruce Lee. Instead, they hired David Carradine to play the Bruce Lee character, which is kind of like a slap in the face, if you ask me. And so yeah, it's a white man who travels around town teaching other people Chinese Kung Fu secrets or whatever. And it's pretty terrible, and the fight sequence, as you know, is very slow and kind of like punch. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I know it wasn't very good as far as martial art is concerned. So yeah, Bruce Lee, I'm gonna show you something. So here's Bruce Lee. He actually did not star in too many films as an adult. He did star in a bunch of film when he was a child. He was a child actor, actually. And so, yeah, his first film is The Big Boss, and then Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and then Game of Death. And of course, Game of Death 2, which he does not star in, but they use his likeness in film. In fact, actually, Game of Death isn't really his film. It was released posthumously after he died. And so, yeah, so The Big Boss is 71, I think. Really did gangbuster. It was probably the most popular film, or the most money made for the film at that time, which is in the millions of dollars, and made Bruce Lee really an icon with that. And of course, his only American movie is Enter the Dragon, which this is a DVD version of it, and then this is a Blu-ray release. I ended up buying the Blu-ray just for the patch that came with it. But yeah, so Enter the Dragon is the only American film, and but still, at the height of Bruce Lee's fame, was probably around this time. Enter the Dragon in 1973, I think. Anyway, so but obviously he died, and kind of became famous really after he died. Anyway, so what else? Yeah, so you know what? I have one more thing. Hang on. So here's a Bruce Lee action figure. I'm gonna compare it. He's actually a little taller than the Hasbro line. I think he stands about nearly 7 inches. It looks like. This was released by Diamond Select. Don't really love it, and I think they messed up on the fist. I actually had to put tape on the nunchuck so you can hold the thing. Comes with extra hands and a screaming face, which I don't love either. So not a great figure, but you know, obviously there's statues made. There's various different figures. You can find them all over the place. But anyway, but yeah. But as far as the American market, so Shang-Chi. So yeah, well, let's just open them up because I'm kind of tired of talking about Bruce Lee. Love Bruce Lee. I don't know if everybody else does either. So yeah. So in the 70s, Marvel Comics was kind of like was bitten by the kung fu craze because they released a magazine, Master of Kung Fu, comic book, Master of Kung Fu, starring Shang-Chi. And that was so popular, it ran like over 100 issues, and it sold very well, I think. And in 2020, I believe he's getting his own movie or at least a TV show or something with Disney Plus. So very excited about that. So here is the figure. So yeah, let's take a look at the. Yeah, he's definitely a little shorter than the Diamond Select figure, but I think this is in a different scale. So obviously this is a Marvel Legends scale line, so he's about 5 or 6 inches tall. And let's take a closer look at his face here. Scope is really cool. It's really good. Muscles, and in typical Hasbro. The articulation is awesome. The Marvel line has, or the Legends line has always been really good. Whoever did these scopes and design and stuff, I've always loved them. And I think DC, prior to signing Todd McFarlane as the action figure person, they had Hasbro, and Hasbro like is just, they produce some of the worst action figures. I'm talking about just the scope and the body and I mean just everything. It's just, there's no details, and it's just subpar compared to something that Hasbro is doing, and I guess now with Todd McFarlane is doing. So I'm glad DC dropped that license. Okay, so yeah, so not much to, I mean, he's brand new, so it's harder to move stuff around. Over time, obviously, it's gonna work out to be a little easier to move these joint. Alright, so he comes with the Build-A-Figure. I'm not gonna try to build this. It looks like Hobgoblin, I think, with the cape. So yeah, this just goes into a bin of extra body parts. Same thing with this, extra hands and feet. I don't know, like I'm never gonna use these extra hands, so they all go into a bin. I understand why they have them for posability and stuff, and for the option for fans who wants the extra option of a fist, a clench, or open hand or whatever. But personally speaking, if I don't use it, I just put all these in a box somewhere. And then it comes with nunchucks. Looks like one is already bent and one is straight, and I'm assuming the straight one you can at least bend it a little bit. It looks very bendable. This is not working out. What is going on? Okay, okay, wow. So yeah, this is a little bendable, so you can have them kind of flex in it. Obviously, I'm going to have to put that close or grip hand or whatever in it so I can grip this correctly. Yeah, because this hand isn't going to do it. So let's find that. Looks like this is it. Yeah, so once I have the... Oh my god. I don't want to break anything. Oh my... Whoa. Alright, so once we have that grip here, we can put that... Wow, this... Okay, so this is a lot better because they designed this where he can actually grip it. The Diamond Select one, the grip hand, it comes with extra hand, is not small enough to grasp the nunchuck. So obviously I might have to replace this other hand too. So, but see, so there, not bad. Like I said, I love the Legends line, so he's very poseable as well. So looks pretty good. Very aerodynamic with this bandana thing, head thing. But yeah, very excited for the new movie and stuff.